G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am back. Now in this one, I am going to be showing you guys how to make a really simplistic and smooth R&B sample, something that any artist would be able to jump on. Now if you are new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button, and while you're at it, you may as well flick that bell so you get notified every single time that I upload a video. But with that one being said, let's get into FL Studio and let's deconstruct this sample. Okay, so here we are inside of FL Studio, and as you can see, we honestly kept this one really simple because we only have 6 layers. Now we are at a BPM of 112 in the key of C# minor, and the first element, the foundation, comes in from Lounge Lizard, and all we are doing with this one is playing a really simple chord progression, yet again in the key of C# minor. Now, the first chord that we have here is actually a C# minor 7th, but you might be wondering what's with this B down the bottom. All we did is we simply just grabbed that one and we bumped it down an octave. We are just working with what's known as inversions. So after that was done, we practically just went by ear until we found something that was really nice, really melodic, and really smooth as well. Then all we did was we copied that one over to the next 4 bars, but just to give it a little bit of variance, you can see this top line melody here that goes C# to D#, E down to D#, working around that one semitone with that ED and that DE. In context, this is what the Lounge Lizard sounds like. Just keeping it really simple. Going on to the effects with this one, we just have 2 EQs. Now the first EQ is getting rid of a decent amount of low end, and the second one is just doing a little bit of a mid dip, mainly due to the fact that there were some boxy frequencies and I didn't want those to stand out. I just wanted the electric piano just to be as smooth as possible. The next element in the foundation comes from Analog Lab, and the preset from that one is the Pad 11 Eternal, which comes from the Eternal Bank by Lifestyle Did It. Now, if you do want a link to that one, you know where it will be. Psst, in the description. But all we're doing with this one is something really simple. We grabbed the exact same pattern from the Lounge Lizard, and we just copied and pasted it. We did not change anything at all. And in context, this is what the pad sounds like. Really simple. Going on to the effects with this pad, yet again kept it really bare bones because all we have is an EQ where we get rid of a decent amount of low end and get rid of some of that harsh high end. The next element that comes from a VST comes in from Serum, and that one is a bass of mine that I have been working on called the Low Rumble. Now this one will be available in an upcoming Serum bank of mine called the Bass Essentials. Now all we're doing with this one is something really simple. We are just simply following the bass notes, the root notes. As you can see, it goes C# to E, then we go A, before we play around with that semitone, dropping it down just 1 to the G#. Copy, paste that one over again, and we end up with a bass line that sounds like so. As you can hear, it is really, really low, hence the name Low Rumble. It almost gets to the point of being a sub bass. That is because if we go into Serum itself, we first of all have this MG Low 12 filter with a cutoff at 90 Hz. We are getting rid of a lot of low end. Going on to the effects tab, we start with a tube distortion with the drive at about 60%. We added in a compressor, and then last but not least, an EQ where the cutoff with this one is actually at 120 Hz. Going on to the effects with this one though, we have absolutely nothing on it besides the fact that we made it mono by 30%. Going on to the other elements in this sample though, we start with this vocal that comes in from the Prod by Carvey ministash 2 bank. Now if you want a link with that one, you know exactly where it will be. Now, as you can see with this vocal sample, we do have some peaks here. I didn't want that. I didn't want the volume to be suddenly quiet, then really loud, then quiet again. So instead of adding a compressor or a limiter to this, I decided to do it manually. Now, as you can see in this playlist right here, we have the second part going down 6 decibels, and then the fourth one down 8. And in context, this is what the vocals sound like. Just keeping it really simple, but it does have a decent amount of air to it, and it actually sounds somewhat wide. That is all thanks to the effects, which, speaking of which, let's get into them. First of all, we have an RC20 come in with the Magnitude Transition 1 preset. I just tweaked the knobs a little bit until I got it sounding how I wanted. The next effect that comes in is a Valhalla Vintage Verb. Mix 100%, decay 4 seconds, 350Hz low cut. Last but not least, we have a H-delay stereo come in, where we have it on half, it's on ping pong, and we just yet again changed some of the parameters until we got it sounding exactly how I wanted. Now, if you do want this preset, I'll be leaving it in the description. There'll be a link to it where you can cop it completely for free. Going on to the next element in this sample though, it is this accent, which yet again comes in from the Carvey Ministash 2 kit, and in context, it just sounds like so. Now, going on to the effects with that one, all we have is an EQ getting rid of a lot of low end and a lot of high end. The last element of this sample though is this guitar, which, surprise, surprise, comes in from the Ministash kit yet again by Carvey. Now, all I did was just cut it up and put it in places where it actually sounded like it fit. And in context, we get a pattern that sounds like so. As you can see, we kept it really simple, but for the second half, we just pitched it down an octave just to make it sound like it was evolving and it was changing. Going on to the effects with this guitar, all we have is just one EQ where we kind of, tame it around a little bit. This is a smart EQ where it does some automatic EQing, but then I touched it up just a little bit more with an additional EQ, getting rid of a decent amount of low end because I wanted as much room as possible for that bass. But yeah, that is how you can make a really simplistic and smooth R&B sample for artists such as Drake or Bryson Tiller inside of FL Studio. Yet again, if you are new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button. And while you're at it, you might as well flick that bell so you get notified every single time that I upload a video. If you do like this sample and if you do want to download it, I'll be leaving a link to my Artist Connect in the description as well. Feel free to go over there, check out all my loops, and if there are any that you vibe with, download them. And if they do get placed, please let me know so we can actually split royalties accordingly. But with that one being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time for another video.